What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the one who never knows the best. And in today's video, we have some very exciting, incredible, surprising news in regards to Persona 5 the Phantom X. So much so, in fact, that I felt the need to cover it in a video, even though I don't regularly make content for this game. Now, I do post my summoning videos whenever a new character releases. Yeah, I don't really upload too many videos. I mean, I guess I could do more stuff like build videos, guides, doing my nightmare gateway runs or whatever. I actually have the game open right now. But as you can see, even though I don't necessarily post it a bunch, I do play it a lot. I'm level 73, as you guys can see, and I do stream it sometimes. But yeah, I've been playing this game every single day since it released. I'm addicted. So that being said, I'm very excited by today's news. Okay, this game has been getting a lot of criticism thrown its way, some valid, some not so. It's abundantly clear to me that a lot of people who tried this game out are Persona fans who have never played a gacha game before, and so a lot of their complaints and criticisms are of very standard practices and mechanics and things like that exist in almost every gacha game ever. So some of those you kind of just gotta ignore or shrug off as okay, this person clearly just doesn't understand this genre, or it's not for them, which is also fine. That being said, it's for me. So let's get into it. So it all starts off with this tweet over here from the official P5X official West Twitter account that reads, "Thank you for playing Persona 5 the Phantom X. We have prepared a letter to talk about the feedback and requests from our players, as well as shed some light on future updates. Please see the following link to our official website. We will strive to continue to improve P5X based on player feedback." Like I said, there is definitely some valid criticism when it comes to this game. I do feel like the rushed rate of the banners right now compared to the other servers for the game is a bit much and overwhelming, even for myself who is willing to spend money on the game. Obviously there are certain features and things that are lacking from this game that other servers have gotten, but that being said, I do think it has been overlooked by a lot of players that the global version of the game actually has had some things that make it better than the other servers, such as the rate at which we're getting certain things in terms of certain rewards, or getting the plans earlier than the other servers did, and getting buffs to certain characters that the other servers don't have and won't be getting until later and whatnot. So there are some things where global does have it a little bit better, but that being said, like I said, let's just go ahead and check out the actual letter that they did put out, which honestly caught me off guard and by surprise because I wasn't expecting much from it, but it's a lot. So it reads, "Greetings, thieves. Thank you for your patience and ongoing support. Since launch this past June, we've received a significant amount of player feedback. We've heard your feedback, and while some aspects haven't met expectations, we're committed to making meaningful improvements. In this letter, we hope to answer your questions and concerns based on the feedback we have received so far, especially regarding the differences between the Chinese and Asia servers, the contract system, as well as shed some light on future updates. As a note, we will be referring to Phantom Thieves and Phantom Idols as characters in this letter. So, first things first is implementation of a new contract system. We received a lot of requests to implement the contracts that guarantees the most wanted 5-star character that is in the Chinese/Asia versions, and we are currently considering its implementation for the Japanese/Western versions as well. So if you play this game, you already know this, but the way it currently works is that when a new 5-star character comes out, you can summon on it 79 times before you're guaranteed to get a 5-star on the 80th summon. You can possibly, if you're lucky, get a 5-star character before that, but on that 80th pull, you're guaranteed to get a 5-star, but there's a 50-50 chance of it being the new featured limited 5-star, or it being one of the previous 5-star characters that are already in the pool. That's a very standard practice that exists in every gacha game that I've played, so it's not really anything that's too surprising, right? However, on the Chinese, Korea, Taiwan servers, they have a guaranteed banner where if you go to 110, you're actually guaranteed to get that brand new character. So it's an extra 30 pulls, but you don't have to risk the chance of losing the 50-50. And if you're anything like me, you lose a lot of 50-50s. So it says the new contract system that will be implemented, please wait for future announcements for further details. If you didn't obtain a 5-star from the previous 109 draws, the next draw guarantees a 5-star. 5-star you obtain is guaranteed to be the most wanted 5-star. Please note that contracts like newcomer contracts and arms deals have different systems. So the 110 banner is something that players have been asking for to get implemented into global. It's not something that was in the other servers at launch either. It's something that they got later, and that is a feature that I feel like you should have just implemented that in the global version at release. Frankly speaking, I do feel that way. I don't think it's one of the most urgent things, but I am glad that it's coming, and that probably will be the banner that I continue to summon on, just because I would rather not continue to lose my 50-50s because I lose a lot of those. So that's something I'm very excited for and something that I definitely wanted as well. Next thing, implementation period and other notes. In the Chinese/Asia versions, the contract was implemented 6 months after release. For the Japanese/Western versions, we are currently making adjustments in order to release it earlier, which is something that they've been doing in this game, where certain things we have been getting earlier than they got it in the China versions. It is worth noting, by the way, that the 110 banner and the 80 banner are separate, and the pity between them does not carry over. So if you go to like 70 pulls on the 80 banner and then you start getting cold feet, you can't then go jump over to the 110 and be like, okay, 40 more, and then I'm guaranteed, no, it'll be completely separate. You start over at 0 if you haven't pulled on it before. Next, Minami Miyashita's Cognitite and 5-star weapon. In the Asian versions, players were able to obtain Minami Miyashita's Cognitite, which is basically getting a duplicate of that character that raises her awareness level, makes her more powerful, and 5-star weapon from Luful's Business Plan 3 and 4 respectively. We got Luful's Business Plan 3 and 4, but the rewards that we got were actually different. As a matter of fact, like I said, since I have the game open right now, if we go into the plans, you can see that instead of getting a duplicate of her 5-star, we instead were able to get Cognitite of one of the current standard 5-star characters, being Ryuji, Morgana, An, Yaoling, and Haruna, and then at the plan 4, we get a 5-star again of one of the standard characters. So instead of getting Minami, it's one of the current 5-stars, which isn't bad, but I think most people would probably prefer getting it for Minami since she was a limited 5-star character, and obtaining her and her weapon is going to be more difficult and more rare than getting any of these, right? So there's that. However, part of the issue is in the Japanese/Western versions, Minami was already available in the gold ticket contracts when plan 3 and 4 were implemented. Minami was actually on the standard banner by the time those plans were implemented into the game. Now, we expected her to get moved to the standard banner in the global version as well, but they have decided to push it back by 6 months, probably just to create, you know, FOMO and like that feeling like scarcity and just like not getting the character and wanting to summon for her now. So by the time she was on that banner, or by the time the plans were released in the Asian servers, she was already on that banner. That's not the case here. So when we got the plans early, they were like, well, she's not on standard, so we're not going to do that. However, for the Japanese/Western versions, we plan to provide a new method for players to obtain the Cognitite and weapon. We are preparing a special campaign that will also benefit those who obtain duplicates of Minami Miyashita and her weapon. Details for this campaign will be in the latter half of this letter, which to me is very exciting. I'm looking forward to that quite a lot. I do have Minami. I think I got her guaranteed after I lost my 50-50 for you, but you can see here that I actually have her, and yeah, I got her 74, whatever. I only have a 4-star weapon for her that I need to level up some more. So if I was able to get her a duplicate and then her 5-star weapon, that rating is going to jump up significantly and make her a lot better for my teams. So I'm looking forward to that quite a lot. Next, addition of new characters to the gold ticket contracts, which are the standard banner summons. We received a lot of feedback and requests regarding the addition of new characters to the Phantom Idol Draft X, which uses gold tickets. In the Asian versions, some 5-star Phantom Idols, including the ones listed below, were added to the Phantom Idol Draft immediately after the Most Wanted period. In the Japanese/Western versions, we plan to add them roughly 6 months after their initial release. Among the characters that appear in the game up to version 1.4, the Phantom Idols that will be added to the Phantom Idol Draft are as follows: Minami and Yumi, who I believe is coming up very soon. Each character's 5-star weapons will also be added to the arms deals at the same time. So yeah, they're still not going to be doing it until 6 months later, which does suck. That is still disappointing news. It seems like they're sticking to that. It is what it is. Can't have it all, I suppose. However, frequency of new characters and free rewards. We received feedback saying that due to the speed of updates, it is difficult for players to save up contracts currencies such as tickets and coins. I am personally of the opinion that I would almost prefer them to go at the regular pace compared to the pace that they're going now. If they're not going to slow it down, I guess it just is what it is. But I don't think it's that big of a deal for us to catch up to the Asia servers. I understand that knowing what we're missing out on in terms of characters that are already released over there is like a little bit like, again, like FOMO, or like, you know, it's like, oh man, I can't wait for that to get released. But hey, I don't mind. Like, I'm enjoying the game so much. I play it every day. I'm you know, doing the events and the content and palaces as they release and everything. And yeah, when that stuff gets here, it'll get here. And if like you really want to play it that bad, you can just go download those versions of the game or live vicariously through other players who are playing those versions. But as somebody who spends money on the game, it's like, yeah, like I don't have like infinite disposable income to where I can just do everything, like A6, R6 characters and like that, get everybody's weapon, whatever. But I am willing to spend some money on the game. But even as a spender, it's like, yo, like it's overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? It feels like we're getting new characters like every 2 weeks, and we had like 3 limited banners at once just a little while ago, and it's like it's a bit much. It's a bit much, okay? And while I think the game actually provides you with a lot of like free to play like jewels and resources and everything like that, but when you're not adding more to it while speeding up the process, it makes it feel like it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? So that's been a big complaint people have had, where it's like, okay, like you're speeding up the rate at which these banners are releasing, but you're not providing us with an excess of like resources in order to keep up with that sped up rate. So it's like, if there was on a regular release schedule, I don't think people would feel this way, because it's like, if you grind the game, you get thousands of jewels per like patch and per update, whether it's like you grind them and stuff that they give up for free, whatever, and then of course if you spend any money, that's whatever. But like you can get thousands of jewels every patch, but like if you're getting 2 to 3 banners at like a month, it's like it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to like one new banner like every month for the games that I've played before. However, we have prepared multiple avenues for players to obtain contracts currency, such as through login rewards and by playing through the content. We plan to release a large-scale update with version 2.0 in September, so in just 2 months, 1 month actually, to celebrate this update. Players will be able to obtain 20 platinum tickets and 20 platinum millicoins through the login bonus. We're planning to hold many other campaigns as well. The details are in the latter half of this letter and will be announced at a later date. So 20 platinum tickets and 20 millicoins, that's 2 multi-summons on the weapon banner and on the standard banner. On the limited banner. Is not a ton, but if that's something they're going to be doing regularly, like every time there's a new update, that's a decent amount. It's a decent amount that I'm personally very happy with. And obviously, any free summons is good. You know what I'm saying? Like when they're doing like, we only give you 7 this week because we're giving you 1 on each day, whatever. It's like sure, I guess I'll take it. It's not doing a whole lot, but if you're giving us 20 per, big improvement. I don't know if this is something that's going to happen multiple times, but even if it's just this one time, I'll gladly take it. Like I said, I'll take anything that I can get. Moving on. Paid items. We would like to share details on the paid items offerings available in the shop, because there were changes from the Chinese/Asia versions and the Japanese/Western versions. Some items that were offered in the shop were changed. These changes were made to comply with platform regulations as well as the laws in Japan and the countries of the Western version. We also plan to offer new items for the Japanese/Western versions to replace the items that cannot be sold. Although it is difficult to have the item offerings be exactly the same between the 2 versions, we'll do our best to make sure that the overall value of its items is as close as possible. Next, upcoming features and campaigns. We would like to talk about upcoming features and campaigns that are planned for version 2.0 onwards. This one is really interesting. They plan on implementing tasks. Now they might change that name, but we are currently working on a feature where players can obtain various items by dispatching characters of their choosing. Through tasks, name not found, players can obtain a special item once a week called Thief's Cognitite Shard. Players can exchange 60 of this special item for Cognitite that can be used to increase the awareness level of a character. We plan to release this feature in version 2.0. Being able just to get a free 5-star, always a huge bonus. This is something that's really cool that I'm looking forward to. Luful's Business Plan EX. We plan to add an expansion to Luful's Business Plan as a brand new feature for the global versions. The rewards for this feature will make it easier for players to forge their 5-star weapons and can be obtained through daily play. We'll announce when this feature will be added at a later date. And then the Thief's Cognitite Shard. By gathering 60 of this rare item, players can exchange for Cognitite that can be used to awaken the awareness of characters. In the China/Asia versions, the Thief's Cognitite Shards can only be used to awaken characters that are in the gold ticket contracts. In the global version, this feature will also extend to other 5-star characters like Joker, Minami, Yui, Yusuke, Makoto, and Yumi. In version 2.0, some of the characters above will be available for exchange. Details will be announced at a later date. This item can be obtained from the task feature that will be released in version 2.0. Blowing my mind. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Let me jump back over to the camera. I'm gonna keep it a stack, y'all. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm not somebody who was super vocal about like the criticisms that I had when it comes to this game, because I was enjoying it and I was having fun anyway. Okay. I think that the praise needs to be as loud as the criticism was, because people were super duper doom and gloom and like taking it to 11. And you could say that being so vocal and being so critical is why they're doing this. You know what I'm saying? And that's valid, because I felt that way about other games that I played that aren't gacha games, like Tekken 8, for example, right? Not only are they making things right, they're even taking it a step further and showing that they actually do care, they are listening, and they want people to continue to enjoy and play this game. And we're at a point now where you could probably make the argument global gonna be better than all the other versions of the game. And I really do wonder how players of those versions feel now that global's getting so much. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, global already had some advantages over like China, Asia, China, KR, Taiwan. And now it's just like, I mean, I feel like by 2.0, like this is just going to be the better version. Like obviously the other servers still have like more content, more characters and stuff, but in terms of just like the overall game, like I feel like global will be in a better state at that point, right? So I don't know. do they care as much as we cared, or as much as a lot of players over here cared compared to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Getting back to it though, these Cognitite Shard and 5-star weapon special gift campaigns. This is the previously mentioned campaign where players can obtain Miyashi's Cognitite and 5-star weapon around mid to late September. We plan to hold a special campaign exclusive to the global versions where players can obtain the shards and a 5-star weapon. You also have the ability to obtain 60 of the shards that can be exchanged for the Cognitite of the available 5-star characters. They also plan to hold a gift campaign where players can select one 5-star weapon to obtain. The selection lineup also includes Minami's weapon. Other weapons included in the lineup will be announced later, and the details and timing of the campaigns will be announced at a later date. We hope you can make full use of this opportunity to obtain these very high value items. Somebody who grinds this game every day, I'm definitely gonna get my hands on everything. And then the closing words are, thank you very much for reading all the way to the end. We wanted to use this letter as an opportunity to address feedback regarding the differences with the China versions, or the Asia versions that were released earlier, as well as let players know about the upcoming updates and campaigns. In this letter, we hope to answer some of the feedback regarding the differences with the Chinese/Asia versions and tell you about some of the planned updates and campaigns that are unique to the Japanese/Western versions. We've noticed that many Japanese/Western players are progressing through the palaces and story in one continuous playthrough, and smaller things like building characters, city life activities, and character interactions are reserved for shorter daily sessions. We hope to enhance our players' experience with some form of change or growth in their daily playthrough these new initiatives. We talked about Luffy's business plan EX, improvements to the Thieves Cognitite shards, and gift campaigns in this letter. We will continue to make improvements following feedback to better match the playstyle of our players in the Japanese/Western versions. We will continue to communicate with our players on the website, X, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube through announcements and letters, as well as the official broadcast regarding updates and improvements. And yeah, man, then they even go on to say what their plans are for the future, talking about other campaigns and features they want to add, and how they'll strive to provide a better gaming experience for all of our players moving forward. We hope you will continue to enjoy Persona 5 The Phantom X. And I mean, I think they hit every note, which again, like, I didn't think the game was like on the verge of like being EOS or anything like that anyway, like some people trying to make it seem, but global gonna be the best version of the game now, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm at with it. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm very, very impressed with this letter. I can't wait to get all of these updates and features. I'm very excited for 2.0, and I might have to make some more YouTube videos, man, because I'm playing this game every day anyway, so, or at least stream it more often, because I've been playing a lot off stream, and I just need to stream it more often. That being said, yeah, I'm excited. I don't know about y'all, but I'm very excited. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for all the awesome content I'm bringing you. And with all that being said, that's pretty much all I have today. And remember, nothing can happen until you swing the bat. Later.